In this hour of stress, when our two countries fight against a common enemy, I want to send you a friendly word. The united strength of all men of science will help the victory over the treacherous enemy who, by brutal force, destroyed the liberty and crushed the freedom of scientific thought in Germany, and is trying to do the same in all the world. My greetings to all friends united in their will for fighting to complete victory for the freedom of all people, for the freedom of scientific thought so dear to our two countries. Later during the conflict, Dirac was moved to similarly grand words in a rare letter to Kapitsa, after offering his hearty congratulations to Kapitsa on his second Stalin Prize. Dirac wrote that he hoped the great Hitler menace which now darkens this world will soon be obliterated. Flo was thinking about Kapitsa and his compatriots. Those plucky Russians are putting up such a grand fight, she wrote to her son. By the summer of 1941, Bristol appeared to have seen the worst of the bombing. About 1,200 people had been killed. She was ailing and desperate to stay at 7 Cavendish Avenue, where Mancy was struggling to cope after her maid and cook had departed. In early October, Flo arrived with her luggage and hat box, having declared that she wanted to help with the housework, though her doctor wrote privately to Dirac, I want you to see that she does not do extra work, as her heart is overstrained and she is rather run down. She stayed longer than the months she had planned, working under Mancy's direction as a kitchen maid and house cleaner, helping the servants and Mary's nurse. Soon after the Americans entered the war, following the bombing of Pearl Harbor on the 7th of December 1941, Flo wrote to one of her neighbors, Paul says it will take 2 years to conquer the Japs. But she was homesick and tired of being Mancy's charlady. I really am afraid I will be quite ill if I stay on, she wrote. Mancy imposes on me too much. Flo never sent the note, as 4 days before Christmas she had a fatal stroke. Dirac seems to have taken her death with his almost inhuman stoicism. His silver-thin vocabulary of emotions did not include conventional expressions of grief. Mancy saw no tears. Yet he knew better than anyone the tragedy of her unfulfilled life, the suicide of her firstborn, her servitude during a sham marriage, and its horrible final years, when she was like a rabbit domiciled with a bear. Dirac knew that his mother had her flaws. She was absent-minded and disorganized, selfishly determined to keep her younger son to herself. But Dirac knew that life had not been generous to his mother, and that he had been her greatest love. Her funeral took place 2 days after Christmas. Dirac threw away most of her belongings, but not the Christmas card on which she had written her feelings about Mancy. He kept that among his papers.